Hello, my duplicate cupcakes, and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. My name is KaffeineGaming, and if you're seeing this, I have just gotten back from a trip, and I didn't really want to record Atlee or Sophie for when I was gone because I'm apparently lazy. So instead, I have 2 weeks of Oxygen Not Included, kind of a buffer episodes, and I'm hoping you guys will enjoy this because this game is a game. We're gonna be playing on survival mode. I have not played on survival mode. Like I kind of have a little bit, but not really. You can choose like your different type of ultimate place that you really want to be. We're gonna just play on the normal mode here, which is just normal. I'm gonna keep everything as common. I'm gonna keep the coordinates as what it is, and we're just gonna run with this. All right, so first things first is we have to create 3 duplicates, and these guys are, as far as I can tell, they're not clones, but like you create them. I don't, you know what, I don't know the full story behind this. I don't really care. I'm gonna look for 3 duplicates that I want one to have cooking, one to have digging, and one to have, wait, is that right? Digging, building, cooking? No, I'm sorry, digging, you know what? I'm just gonna find them and I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Researching, digging, and building are the ones that I'm really looking for here to start out with, and we're gonna get more duplicates later, so this is fine. I picked out these ones that just basically, this one's anemic, this one can't do cooking errands, and this one can't do attacking errands. I think that will be okay. Stress reaction isn't exactly the best thing out on this, but I think we're gonna be okay, so let's just embark. There's like some like ideas on how to gather the right things out there, but whatever. I've awoken at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. So let's just pause before we actually get started here, and let's take a quick look at what we've got going on. What is going on over here? I don't even know what's going on over there. This is kind of bizarre. We've got some oxalite here and here, kind of in the middle here. That's kind of weird. Some here. It looks like we've got some over here. We got a lot of oxalite above us. Usually it's below. We got some here, along with a little shine bug. We got some water here, here, and here, whatever the heck's going on here. Polluted water up there. All right, so I think the best thing we might want to do is actually build, I'm kind of tempted to build upwards on this one. Let's start by digging out a little bit of space. And the first thing that I want to create once we actually get going is going to be, I want to build a room with 3 cots so that they can sleep. And I want to build something for, obviously we need an outhouse. Otherwise they will start peeing themselves. No, I am not joking on that. So I think the best thing to do is I'm gonna build upwards, and I'm gonna build the bathroom here. I think that's the best bet. All right, so as you can see here, I've kind of got this part all blocked out here. Oxygen is slowly moving up into this area. This is barely breathable, but I think these guys will be okay. Though they are, the little purple bar right there, is that purple? Is that pink? I don't even know. This little bar here just shows how much oxygen they have been using if they hold their breaths or whatnot. And so they'll have 2 bathrooms here, which I think will be good. And then what I'm gonna do, I was gonna build across, but we have the oxalate there. I'm kind of nervous about building, actually, you know what? No, we should be fine. We're gonna build the bedroom here. I don't like building so close to the oxalate, but you know what? I think we will be okay on this. I'm gonna build the 3 cots over here. I think the doorway should go here, maybe? 1, 2, oh, we're gonna hit, okay, I guess what we'll do is actually build the doorway here, and then build the 3 cots here, here, and here. This is gonna be a problem eventually, but hopefully it'll be all right. Okay, so we have got, first of all, we got a achievement that I don't really care about right now. We got the 3 cots all done. This is all giving out oxygen, so hopefully our guys will be okay. This one's gonna go away first, I think. So we'll want to put a like a chair, tile down there, one of these, so that this this can be used. I don't know what I'm saying. My brain is just kind of dead on me. Now, we've also building a little storage bin down here because we want to make sure that we've got that ready. I want to continue building up, make sure people are doing what they're doing. And I want to build, we're actually moving along quite nicely. I want to build some power stuff because we're going to want to build a science station eventually, but we need power for that. So we have the manual generators, batteries, and wires. It's not going to be great, but it's going to work for what we need. And oh, we need to actually go up one more here. And we're going to dig out, we're going to go this way because we have all this metal ore this way. That'll be nice. Okay, as these guys are working here, I want to just kind of point out where I'm going to be placing the door here. Now there is a reason that we want to have doors, and that all comes down to the room overlay here. If you've never seen this, I actually showed this to my husband and he didn't realize that this was here, that you could see what you get for each one of these. So for example, if you have a latrine and it's all closed up, you actually get some morale bonus. Same thing with like the barracks and the bedrooms and the mess halls. Everything gives you a bonus, and that's actually really, really useful. I'm gonna build a wash basin right here for the bathrooms. We're also going to need a pitcher pump, which I'm going to put, oh, I don't put that here. Actually, wait a minute. You do this. Also, these guys are entombed. That's a problem. I think I want to put the pitcher pump here. We need to dig this out, of course. That way we can get some water for our wash basin. We're gonna make this a latrine, which should be good for at least a little bit. The outhouses have an issue and we're gonna need to address that in the next couple days. But let me finish all this up. Okay, so we didn't quite get the wash basin stuff done yet, but we've reached the end of day 1. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. I need somebody to get this done, like right now. So as you can see here, this is gone. Like this little oxalite vanished and we need a tile there. Otherwise somebody won't be sleeping in their cot. And we don't want to deal with that. You get a negative buff, a debuff, if you will. If you don't sleep in a bed, you have a sore back. Now it looks like everybody's going to bed. So let's take a quick look at the cycle 1 report here. It's got a bunch of information, how many calories have been consumed, the stress change, we're actually doing okay there, how many germs have been created, how many errands have been done, how much time was spent on work, travel, and personal and idling. Got a little bit of idling time, I usually do on the first day. How much oxygen has been generated. We have been taking away oxygen, which makes sense because we're breathing it. How much power is used and how much power was wasted. And we can also see we actually got a achievement here. We got bed and bath. So have at least 1 toilet in the colony and a bed for every duplicate. That's the easiest one to get. You want to make sure you have a bed and a bath anyway, because yeah, it's gonna be absolutely awful when all your guys start peeing on the floor, because it's exactly what happens. So I'm okay with this game until about day 30. At least on the no stress edition. So I don't know how it's gonna happen or how well we're gonna do on this one, but I'm hoping we'll be okay. Oh, there's more oxalite down here. I kind of want to, you know, get into these areas here to get that oxalite, but I think we're okay for right now. Oh, so they're gonna be disinfecting their beds. Let me show off the germs. As you can see where all these germs are. Germs are a problem because obviously you can get sick, and sick is not good, but we'll be okay for right now. And oh, we just got our first wash basin stuff taken care of. So as you can see, this water is full. This once all this water is used, this is filled with polluted water, and we'll get some polluted water which gives off polluted oxygen, so we're going to want to deal with that. But the first thing that we really want to deal with is actually getting some power. So I'm going to build a power generator here along with 2 batteries to start with. And we're gonna also want to build a research station. I'm gonna build some tiles here because we're gonna build this way for our research station. Right in there. Okay, and we've got our generator done. So as you can see, the batteries are starting to fill up. It's kind of hard to see far away. There we go. So you can see they're starting to fill up. Batteries are really, really useful because you will not be available all the time to do, you know, your various amounts of running. So, and I want to connect a wire to this. So I'm gonna just run this across. Now, wires do give a negative morale bonus, unfortunately, but I'm not too worried about it for right now because honestly, we got a lot going on here. Okay, so research station is complete. Now, I'm letting my guys just kind of do nothing else but clean, because cleaning up, if we take a quick look at the decor overlays, you can see here, there's a negative value which is attributed to the debris. We want to make sure that we clean up some of that, and letting them kind of do whatever every once in a while and clean that up and put them into different stations is not a bad thing. Now, I do want to start researching right away. We want to get this composter, like, now, because we're going to be needing to deal with polluted dirt and polluted water. Let's see here. Where do I want to put that? We're going to need a dumping station, and kind of looking around here. Over here actually might be good. We can't quite get into the granite areas because we don't have the stuff for that, but putting it over here is not a bad idea. I'm not seeing... Is this hot? This is kind of warm here. Dumping the water over the polluted stuff over here is actually not a bad idea. One of the things I've done, and I might do, is actually have, so the bathroom leads right to the dumping zone. And I think that's what I'm gonna end up ultimately doing here. I wanna build another storage bin, by the way, so I have more space for them to put stuff in while they're doing that. I think... Let me figure out where I'm gonna put stuff in here and carve that out. Okay, so kind of starting to get things dug out here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to build in this area the dumping zone, and I want to get kind of started on this as quickly as I possibly can, because one of the things that can happen is you start to get polluted oxygen in your area, and polluted oxygen is obviously bad for a variety of reasons. And we're going to be building tiles this way. And let's see here. Actually, I can cancel this for right now. I want to build a bottle opener right there. So we need to start carving that out. Now the bottle opener, is this what's it called, right? Bottle opener, bottle emptier. We can put water down here, but we've also just reached the end of cycle 2, so we got a little bit of time before we need to get that started. All right, so as these guys get moving here today, one of the other things we need to worry about is actually food. So we do have some food right now. How much do we actually have in here? We have 17 kilograms of nutrient bar and a bunch of muck roots. So we're actually okay when it comes to food for right now, but we are going to want to address that pretty soon. All right, so there is our bottle emptier. I keep wanting to call it bottle opener, but that's not quite right. And the reason why we're building this is because this is where we're going to be dumping stuff. And I want to kind of carve this open. We're going to have a composter in here and a bottle emptier. Why do I want to call it a bottle opener? Somebody figure that out for me. We're going to put that here so it'll dump water into this area. I don't think this area is going to be deep enough. I just kind of did a base area here. I don't think, actually, speaking of which, yeah, we can't quite go that far. So we're gonna have to have it like this for right now. Actually, what we might want to do is raise this a little bit. Just cancel this right there. That way, this is a little higher, so we have a little bit more room for water, polluted water in particular. So what I want to do here is set this to 9. I want to turn on water to go in here and go ahead and auto enable for that. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to create a water seal. So one of the nice things about water is if like you got oxygen in here and it's sealed in like this, it can't go through the water. I know that's not completely true to real life, but it's close enough because you can actually do stuff like that when you create like booze and stuff. So we want to create that. Now we definitely need probably more than one bottle of this. So let's just wait and see what happens here after we move. There we go. As you can see, the water is slowly draining. And it's draining down like that. Now, they will get upset for having to walk through water, but for right now, we don't really care. And later, we will be able to create like a door so that the air can't go through, but we just don't have access to that right now. So I'm not even gonna worry about it. So I'm gonna get this going. And then the next thing I actually wanna work on is getting an oxygen diffuser. Now that's this little thing here. It creates large amounts of algae into oxygen. Not the best thing, but as you can kind of see, we have a lot of barely breathable air in here. So I'm gonna build an oxygen diffuser down here, and we have to connect that to power. So I'm just gonna run this straight this way, and that should be good for right now. Oh, and actually we have some research that just got completed. We now have access to the algae terrarium, the composter, a planter box, and ration box. So the planter box grows a plant from a seed. Obviously, nothing too exciting there. The ration box, we actually have one. It holds food. We have the composter, which produces polluted dirt and basically turns it into dirt. And then we have an algae terrarium, which consumes algae to produce oxygen and removes carbon dioxide. Also requires water, doesn't mention that, but it does. And that's actually not a bad little thing to use, especially in areas that you need to get rid of. Oh, yeah, that's not quite done. If you need to get rid of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, which you probably will at some point in time because it's pretty common. Let's just zoom out here though, because as you carve out, you actually get to see further and further away. So you can see here we've got these major areas of polluted water. Oh, there's a pacu in there. There's a fish. I think they need to be in water. It doesn't really say. Oh, they cannot live outside of water or contaminated water. So we can probably like leave them in there. But pacu, we can actually get creatures and raise them, which is kind of fun. So that's kind of cool, but there's a lot of polluted water over here, so I'm actually glad we're building this way because later we can probably combine the water sources and then actually filter all that out because we're definitely going to need to filter water out eventually. I can't really see much over here yet. But you can see up here there is more of the shine bugs. Okay, so people have completed their various... Oh, what happened here? You are okay. You're all right. There's some oxygen in there. They can't get through. That's what's happening there. It looks like our seal is complete. Yes. Okay. So there is our water seal. Our seal is done. So let's go ahead and turn this off and deconstruct it. And we are now going to want to dig into this area and start opening all of this up, which shouldn't take too long, but things that we've created. We now have the possible algae terrarium. They're kind of cute. You can now create a planter box or a ration box. Like I said, we've got the ration box right here. And we also have the composter, which we actually want to just plop one down right here. We'll only need one for a little bit, but we'll possibly need another later. So just a heads up on that. Depends on how quickly we get rid of the outhouses. And, oh, we have new printables. So let's take a quick look at this. So basically, this is quite what it sounds like. You can print people or care packages. So our care package this time is water, salt water in particular. I don't want that. Let's take a quick look at the 3 people we have. We've got Ari here who farts frequently. Not something we want. That's so annoying. That's up there with like the ones that fall asleep all the time. We've got Mr. Molehands here who is Liera. I'm not sure if that's pronounced correctly. Ranching and building, cannot do doctoring errands. That's actually not too bad. We could use a 4th person. And then we have Devin here, who farming, researching, and ranching, decreased athletics. I feel like I don't know. I don't even know if they actually have genders. I think she would work pretty well here. Don't really care about the binge eater part, but the whole building and ranching part, because we'll probably want to grow animals eventually, I think this would probably work. But we just don't have the stuff right now to host them. So let's go ahead, and one of the things that you're probably seeing here, because I haven't talked about it yet, is the insufficient oxygen generation. So basically, we don't have enough oxygen to deal with all of the people that we have, which is a problem. I can tell you that. But we're okay right now. Oh, as you can kind of see here, there's no oxygen in here. We're probably going to want to stick an algae terrarium in there. Maybe. I don't know. Let's build an oxygen diffuser up here where there's not a lot of oxygen. And let everybody create all the stuff before we continue. Okay, so we have got everything pretty much well built here. We've got the oxygen diffuser. Our little oxygen, you know, not good enough is gone. Let's go ahead and print up that one dupe there. Now, there she is. Also, this actually makes people really happy because they like to see new faces, so lowers their stress. I'm gonna go ahead and give her one of her skill points. So she comes with a skill point. I want to give her the improved construction because she gets a morale bonus for learning this. And also we get a bonus for her +2 to construction, +2 to construction. So she gets actually a bonus for building things, which is good because we're gonna need that. And we're doing pretty well here. So the next thing I want to do is actually start researching the next thing that I want. And there's a couple things that I want to aim towards. The first one, where's the power? Where is it? It's right here. Is this power regulation, which has got jumbo batteries, switches, and wire bridges. I'm going to hit that one first because I want the jumbo battery. It holds more power, so our dupes will spend less time having to go back and actually filling up these little batteries. I think it holds 3 times the amount. So how are we doing with heat? Oh no, we're good. We are good. Look at this little shine bug down here. So cute. And we're digging this out so we can start to build another bottle opener over here. Bottle emptier. I apparently want to drink is what I'm getting out of this. And the next thing we're gonna want to do after we get this created and this dug out is start to put some doors on some of this stuff. All right, so we've got some doors, so let me show off what happens when you have doors. One of the things that I need to fix here is actually putting a door over here too, so let's do that. But if you take a quick look here, you've got the barracks, which gives a morale boost. Not really much else to say about this, except for the morale boost is good because you kind of need people to keep up morale when you're, you know, trying to survive in this harsh environment. You can kind of see we've unlocked a little bit more of the area over here, so you can kind of see what's going on. There's a dusk cap over here. I'm thinking this looks hot. That's exactly what's happening. Down here, it's really hot, which is, I'm not sure what's going on down there. This is pretty temperate up here. Well, I should say this is warm up here, but this is like not good. Heat is bad for a variety of reasons. Which is kind of interesting to see that. I think up here we're okay though. Yeah, up in this area it's not too bad. A little hot, but not bad. We're gonna have to clean this up. We don't have the stuff for that yet. Now we need to build food. So that's gonna be the next big thing that we're gonna do. We're gonna build our food. I was gonna build it up here, but I think actually down here might be a little bit more useful. We need to build a microbe musher. We're gonna build that, and then later we're gonna have some tables that we can place down to create a mess hall. So let's carve out this little area. I want to keep the shine bug in here if we can. They emit light, and if they get too close to your cots, they'll keep your guys up at night, so I'm gonna be careful about that. Well, let me see what kind of stuff I want to carve out here. Oh, we have a new little friend in our colony. He's a wild animal, but he's not dangerous. That's a little hatch here. He just pooped out coal. Yeah, I really wish I was kidding. So these little guys, they can excrete coal as waste, and you can actually dig them up. They just burrowed down into the sandstone here. That's what they do. And if you feed them all sorts of things, they can eat. They can kind of see here how much you can do to feed them if they're not wild. They will, yeah, they'll poop out coal for you, which is actually kind of a cool way if you've got a lot of other stuff to generate some coal. I don't know. I haven't done too much of the ranching stuff in this game yet, so I'm not entirely sure what all I'm doing. But as you can kind of see, things are going okay, so we'll see where we end up. Okay, so we've finished our micro musher. Now in here you've got a whole different, like 3 whole things that you can create. You've got tofu, lice loaf, and mush bar. Now mush bar is the only one that's lit up because it's the only one we can make. Lice loaf is created using meal lice, which we don't have any of. Tofu uses nosh beans, again, none of that. Mush bars use dirt. Yeah, I'm not even kidding on that. And I'm gonna start creating 5 of those. And it's better than starving, but it's not great. It's just as I kind of said. The next thing I actually want to do is start carving out some of this copper ore up here. We're gonna need a lot of copper ore, and the best way to do that is, I mean, you gotta do some mining. So I want to build a roof though on our beds, and I think, let's take a quick look at the morale here. Yeah, the tile actually is a good thing because it actually gives a bonus. So that is actually having walls and, you know, that sort of thing is really useful. Oh, and we finished up our jumbo batteries. So that is all taken care of. Now the next thing I think I want to do, there's a couple things that I'm pretty much after. I'm after these fire poles, and I want to get these farm tiles. So the farm tiles allows you to grow plants. That's really the big thing here, but we also have the mess table. And then eventually we're gonna want to start working on plumbing and stuff as well. But I think the first big thing is to go for the meal preparation so we can start planting meal plants so we can get that meal lice stuff. What is it called? Meal lice. We need to plant meal lice plants to get the meal lice so we can build something that's a little bit better than the mush bars. I think the mush bars, yeah, the lice loaves have 1,700 calories and the mush bars only have 800. So the lice loaves are much better and they're not quite as bad quality as the mush bars. So that would be really, really useful, but we gotta kind of work our way up to that. I want to carve this out, create one of those jumbo batteries. One of these. As you can see, they're double sized, but they hold a lot more. So that's what we're kind of aiming for here. Oh, that's good. That just happened. We got a skill point. One of our original dupes got a skill point. I'm not entirely sure how the skill points work. I don't know, but I don't know what the select hat is. We're gonna have to figure that out later. I've never gotten that far. We're gonna have him take up the advanced research. I think that's what he's doing. So I'm gonna have him take, that's not the skill points. I'm gonna have him take the advanced researching, which gives him +2 to science, and he allows him to use the supercomputer, which we're gonna need pretty darn quick. The supercomputer allows us to do more advanced researching, and we need that because we're gonna need things like fire poles, because apparently that's advanced. I don't know. Okay, and our jumbo battery is complete, and you can kind of see that is it Nicola? Yeah, he is actually getting some of that battery juice in there. So that's gonna take a little bit. I think it holds up to 30 instead of 10, like the regular batteries. So they're gonna let them slowly work on that. I think these guys are doing a little bit of cleanup, which honestly really needs to happen. Kind of let them do that a little bit. But now we have the batteries, we have food. I don't think they're there yet. We have to let this get done, and we will have the mess tables, and we're gonna put that actually over here. Kind of interested to see what's in here because this just seems to stretch on. We have unlocked a little bit more. As you can see, there's water up here. There's more oxalate up here. I'm actually impressed on how much oxalate I'm finding. It's not the best thing to rely on when you're generating oxygen, but it's like very useful, especially if you're struggling or if you just like don't want to deal with, well, you can't not deal with the oxygen diffusers. You're gonna suck it up and you're gonna deal with it, but it helps. Let me put it that way. Ah, this little shine bug's just carbon dioxide everywhere, which is interesting. We have not generated any polluted water or soil yet. That's interesting. We're only on cycle 5, but that's okay. So we're slowly gaining on the jumbo battery. It looks like these are almost full, which is not a bad thing. And it's the end of the day, so they waved at each other. Yeah, you get bonuses for when if they see people. Aw, it wasn't even awkward when they said hi. That's adorable. So let those guys do their thing. And we got another skill point, actually, since we're letting them do their thing. So we got Nisbet here, who has unlocked their first one. Now, they're a big digger, and we're going to need people that can dig at hard things. So I'm going to go ahead and select that right off the bat. And so she will be able to carve through, I think granite is one. I think there's more granite. I don't think she can do this one yet. I think that's very hard digging. So we'll have to worry about that a little bit later, but we're not going to touch that for her right now. Oh, we got an attribute increase as well. So sometimes just doing things will allow them to get their own attributes to increase, just use. And we got another skill point. So let's talk about that. We've got Nicola here, who likes doctoring, grilling, and construction. I'm gonna throw him into construction. It's pretty useful, so we're gonna continue to have that. So let's let these guys snooze. It just dawned on me that the name of my colony is the Regrettable Utopia. I don't know what to do with that, honestly. Okay, so we've got a lot of the basic stuff set up. We've got food, we've got research, we've got some oxygen, which is actually really, really useful. We're gonna need some additional stuff when things start happening, but I want to start digging out some more of the copper ore. We're gonna need a lot of copper ore, so it doesn't hurt to start kind of expanding our, savings of that. We're also gonna need some more storage bins. I'm kind of thinking we're gonna need to create an area to hold some of that stuff, and I kind of want to expand this a little bit so we have some room in our barracks. So if we want to create more dupes later, which I don't think we're going to want them right away, but if we do want some, we're going to want more room for cots. So I'm going to start carving this out I'm going to start carving this out first. All right, so our research is done. Additionally, I'm digging out this a little bit to get some of that copper. I've also decided I'm going to move down here and open this area up. It's got some oxalite, don't really care about that, but it's got 2 mealwood plants that are already ready to go. Yeah, this is weird, but these are plants, and that stuff is like, I don't know what to call it. Wiggly grain is what it calls it, which is kind of weird, but we're gonna actually go ahead and create the auto harvest for that so that we have a little bit of that stuff coming in. We also have some buried muckroot which can be harvested, so we're gonna go ahead and turn that on. We have completed the electric grill, the farm tile, and the egg cracker. I'm gonna go with the farm tiles here in a second, and additionally we have the mess tables. So we've got a lot going on here. So between this, I think what I'm going to do is actually create a little kind of like door here as well. And I'm going to continue to burrow to the left here. And I'm going to create... I'll be okay. We're going to create our mess tables over here. So we need 4 of them to start with. So that will actually help us, and we will be able to create a mess hall with this. Let me also create a little door here. I want to keep that shine bug out of our main area. Oh, and there is the meal lice right there that will be used as food. It's kind of weird, but you don't ask questions sometimes. Now, one of the things that's happening here is it is complaining about invalid construction location, and that's for these guys because they don't have anything below them. We don't really care about that at the moment because we're not quite there. And as they build the tiles, that will go away, so nothing to really worry about there. There is not a lot of oxygen over here. Most of this is carbon dioxide. Okay, so we've basically made it through day 6 here. As you can kind of see, they are now using this little mess hall. I think it's not quite done yet because it's too big. If I remember correctly, it needs to be maximum of 64 tiles, and this one is 159 tiles. But you can kind of see what we've got this whole room for. It's got so much space, and it's got very little oxygen, and this water, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But it's also a large amount of copper ore, so that's really, really useful. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna let everybody go to sleep, but getting this all closed off is gonna be a big thing that we wanna do starting tomorrow, and we can kind of start working on some of the other stuff. We don't have any research going on right now, but we need to start working towards this advanced research. So I want to start working on this employment one first so we can get there. Now the advanced research allows us to start working on these higher ones and unlocks the supercomputer, which we need to do the advanced research. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on this, and then we'll get the advanced research done so we can do the rest. As you can see, everybody's going to sleep. We've got a pretty good little base started. Now, like I said, I'm not the best in this game. In fact, I've only read one little article about how to get started and some things that you should know. So like this little water trap right here is something that I wasn't sure what to do. So even when I was playing on No Sweat, I was like, how do you keep this apart? And so they mentioned this and I thought, oh, that was really useful information. But I don't really know anything past, well, at least on the no stress, I can get to like cycle 30, but for the survival game, I'm not entirely certain what I'm doing. So if you have any suggestions for what I'm doing wrong, you can drop those down in the comments. But next time we're just gonna keep working on this and hopefully we will be able to survive and things won't break down. And if they do, well, what's new? Anyway, I will see you guys next time.